This is round 8 of the North East Australian Football League Eastern Conference cross-conference match coming to you from Manuka Oval, and what is a beautiful day here in the nation's capital. Greg Thompson and Brett Davis once again here for what should be a big game, not only this morning, mate, but of course this afternoon as well here at Manuka Oval. AFL action. It's the Giants and the Suns, but it's the reserves going head-to-head first in what should be a very entertaining curtain raiser.
Thanks, Greg. Great to be here in what should be a cracking day for football in the nation's capital. Two sides. One side's going to get their first victory for season 2012 in the seniors. Really looking forward to the second grade curtain raiser here with the two number one draft picks, Greg, in Jonathan Patton for the Giants and a former number one draft pick in Josh Fraser for the Suns. So it should be an interesting clash. And of course, number one for the Gold Coast Suns in Jaeger O'Mara. Very, very highly rated youngster, should be one to watch out for.
Jonathan Patton, of course, having some surgery in the off-season, yet to make his AFL debut, but it's going to be very interesting to see how he goes this morning. He is certainly one to watch. Very, very tall, very athletic, and he certainly is a star of the future. There's no doubt about that, hence the number one draft pick. Well, the Gold Coast have come a long way, to state the obvious, but they are going very nicely in the Northern Conference of the competition, and we are just about ready to go. 9:30 a.m. here in Canberra. Footy is underway with a nice bounce, and the Giants have some early possessions. That's a good kick. Mark paid over the shoulder, in fact, and we'll have a kick. Nicholas Haynes inside 50, nice and early. Punched by the Gold Coast. Could have been a second attempt there. Quick snap by the UWS Giants. The bounce will go through for a minor score. And that's a good start by the UWS Giants. Brett getting the ball inside 50 nice and early.
Absolutely, and when it comes down to this level, where they play and train alongside their AFL counterparts all week, it's really about the clearance work and setting up who can step up to the AFL the following week. If there's an injury, you're an injury away from making your senior debut. So that's the really interesting thing about this game, and one that I'm looking forward to.
Yes, this is Generation Next. Do not worry about that, AFL style. These young kids coming through. Matthew Buntine goes to his wing. Crossfield, too much heat on it. Giants have an opportunity to get it, but the Suns got there first. And now they look to get an opportunity. Bit of a fumble. Still got plenty of time. The Giants have the numbers out back, and they settle and cross to the opposite side of Manuka Oval. That one fell short. The Suns now weaving out of trouble. Chips it forward. Sitter. Hand pass is on, as is the tackler, and the boundary line finds them both. Obviously, being based here in Canberra, Brett, we don't get to see much of the Northern Conference teams, but you obviously cannot underestimate the Gold Coast, and they'll be very competitive today.
Oh, no, I think it's a fantastic initiative from the AFL to broaden the conference, the rules, and allow these sides in. And realistically, Greg, it's only an hour and a half on the plane. I note the Gold Coast trained yesterday on the Gold Coast before they boarded the plane to come here. So, it's really just a short plane ride these days to play in these sorts of games.
Inside 50, Suns with some space and some numbers. Bit of a tight angle. Oh, fumbles. Giants are in there. Steamrolls him over. And they just can't get some clean possessions both sides at the moment. Here's one now, though, and a shot on goal. And that's gone all the way for the first one of the morning. And the Suns love it. In 37, Alex Sexton had some time, lined it up and kicked an absolute perler, and the Suns draw first blood.
Yeah, what I liked about that, Alex Sexton backed himself here on the 50 line and opened the angle up, bang, full value, and that's the beauty of this ground here. And, it's a beautiful game. It's looking magnificent here for the senior game, and it's a beautiful playing surface for them to play this game.
So it's the Suns up by 5. early in the first quarter, and you'd suspect the crowd will get bigger and bigger as the hours wear on for this afternoon's AFL clash. Great to see the NEAFL teams here. The Ruck's got plenty of airtime on that one. The Suns with some possession fell and just clipped him over the shoulder. And now the Suns have a chance through Weller. Maverick Weller. That's a good footy name. Here's an opportunity now. Ball's hard to get two hands on. They managed to do that now. Plenty of numbers around the ball. No one to go to, though. Quick hand pass and now a snap-on goal. The bounce of this one will be interesting. The mark was on. Needed eyes at the back of his head. The Giants will steady. Down the wing, close to the boundary line. And that's exactly where it goes. So 5 points the margin after the Giants had the opportunity inside 50 first. Well, it's all been the Suns since then, Brett.
Yeah, it'd be interesting to see if the UWS replicate the way that the GWS senior side plays, who have really impressed me with the way that they have attacked their footy in the first season by putting their head over the ball. And, it augurs well for the future because they really put their head over the ball and attack the footy on every occasion. And it looks like they replicate it down here, and it's fantastic to see that in and under tough style of footy, and they go forward here.
The Giants with a quick hand pass off. That was some good play. Opportunity now. Nice pass. And we've got a whistle for cutting the arms. It'll be a free kick to the Giants. Good lead, good set-up play.
Yeah, well done there by number 32 from the UWS Giants. He just stepped inside. Jared Ugle, I think he's a distant cousin of Troy Ugle from the former West Coast Eagles there. Put the ball, just stepped it, didn't really back his judgment on the left, stepped inside the Gold Coast opponent here. And number 23 for the UWS Giants, lining up for a shot at goal just on 35. And I think he's just pushed it out to the left there for a minor score.
Sam Reid, he's played AFL football before. Former Bulldog, and now at the Giants. He played here 2 weeks ago when the Giants went down to his old club, the Bulldogs, alongside co-captain Callan Ward, former Bulldogs turned Giants. And it's now 6-2. Margin is 4. A good opportunity for the Giants there. Could have done better. The mark, well, he had it. Bit of a delay on the whistle. But now here's another chance for the Giants to go inside 50. Taking his time. See someone. Another long kick. It's 4-on-1. Suns with the punch. Make that a double. Hand pass in the air by the Giants. Inside 50. Body sliding in. The Suns managed to get it out and clear it to some vacant land. The boundary line should win out. And does. Look at the amount of numbers around the ball. There is no one inside the Suns 50.
Absolutely, that's amazing as they build their stamina levels in preparation to play in the AFL, as they just all flood back there. We saw that with the kick in. It went to the hot spot for the GWS Giants, but all the Gold Coast Suns players just go to the centre of the ball, leave their man and punch the ball away and sweep it away.
Good mark. Suns have it. Driving kick. Finds the vacant man. Goes forward again. Can't seem to be taking the marks. Getting two hands on the ball seems quite difficult at this early stage. That one's cut off as well. Hand pass to no one. The boundary line even. And some changes being made on the boundary line right in front of us here at Manuka, where Ross Tungatalum is on from the Sydney Hills Eagles. Very good opportunity for him. And we'll talk about him in just a few moments, Brett. But the Suns now look to capitalise. Piercing pass inside 50, but it's cut off by the Giants. And now hands in the back will be the call. Tungatalum, not the best start for him. And now we're looking to go inside 50 again. And we do just that. Nice pass. Calls for the settle. And now Josh Hall has the chance to extend their lead. The margin is currently 4, looking to make it 10. He'll kick just about on the 50, you'd think, Josh Hall. .51 metres out. It's bending back nicely, and that is the Suns' second goal of the afternoon, courtesy of Hall. And the Suns have a nice buffer at the moment.
Yeah, great play there from Josh Hall, and well done there to young Liam Patrick there. He's probably had that ball half a dozen times. Didn't panic, just waits for the right opportunity for the guys to run and spread inside 50 and wait for the right opportunity to create a scoring opportunity inside the 50-metre zone there. So that's the real difference at this level, where they just hold onto the footy and they dictate play as the guy that carries the ball.
The margin now 10. The first NEAFL Eastern Conference game being held nice and early. 2 games of footy at Manuka Oval. And of course it's a big round of the NEAFL Eastern Conference this weekend. We've got another belter here tomorrow. And of course the Northern Conference competition has some rippers. Giants now, they need to get one back. They're going in the right direction. Suns with the numbers. Couldn't get a clean possession. And there is a sea of orange out there for the Giants. Bodies around the ball. The umpire will throw it up. Plenty of young talent on display here this morning. Stephen Camp. Tuggeranong being represented here today. They have the bye. Good chance for him to see what it feels like to win, perhaps, if successful today, as the umpire gives a free and the Giants play on quickly. There's another torpedo. We saw one of them last week. And the Giants unable to do anything with it, as the Suns have it now.
Yeah, great to see young Stephen Camp from the Tuggeranong club out here represented today. You get to test his wares against Josh Fraser in the middle of the ground there. I've seen him play a couple of times throughout, and obviously played him in some of the recreational footy, and he really caught my eye with his agility and speed, and you know, it's great to see him being given the opportunity at the higher level out here.
Shot on by the Giants, unsuccessful. Didn't even get a point. Had a bounce on the full. 2 scoring opportunities in that pocket, which the home side could have done better. It's the Gold Coast now. Numbers and some space. The bounce was good. No pressure being placed on him. That's the shortest kick in the world. And it is punched out a bounce, and we'll have a throw in right in front of us. Alec Magan there with the typical Gold Coast hairstyle. Brilliant. And it's blonde as well, surprise, surprise. As the boys from the glitter strip look to go in 50 again. Giants with some numbers. Sam Reid, look out. Manages to get it off just in time. And now the Giants with the switch and some room. That's a good mark. Needs to get up quickly. Numbers are streaming forward. Goes short. A long way from home. That didn't work out. They're making it hard for themselves. But the Giants get the inside 50, and that is a strong mark. Shots on.
Yeah, another scoring opportunity here for the UWS Giants here. Having a shot at goal. Have to aim at the left-hand goal post here at Manuka on that side. We'll see how he goes with an opportunity there. But the interchange is working overtime down here, Greg. Manuka Oval this early. The rotations are plenty. And the shot on goal there, he's just pushed it wide, and should be a free kick to the Gold Coast player, and it is number 22 for the Suns there. And that is Tom Nichols with the free kick there for chopping the arms.
All right, let's see what they can do with it. They need to go 160 metres. Gets the hurry up. Short. 10 is the margin. Another long kick. Tungatalam's out there for the Giants. Gets it. Can he shrunk the tackle? No. Umpire says holding the ball. And the Suns, they play on quickly. But once again, there's no one inside 50 to go to. Have a sneaky bounce. He might even have a crack himself. He does. 60 metres out, and it's punched through. It's good to get the ball that side of the field, but it's a shame when you got no one to kick to.
Yeah, what was really interesting there, Greg, was inside the forwards, the Gold Coast or the GWS forward 60, there was all the players. There wasn't a player in the middle of the ground or back at the centre there, so he has to run and carry the footy all that way to pick the right option as they try and run into space to create scoring opportunities.
There could be another one, but the Giants have it for a split second, /1 possession, and now the Gold Coast, he's dropped that. Umpire says play on. Clearing kick by the Giants. 1-on-1. The Gold Coast with a quick hand pass away, but it's the Giants who pick up the scraps and kick it high at the scoreboard end. And they stream him now. Oh, that was cut off by the leg of the Suns player. And they have it again. Look out, gone. And that's what the umpire says. Free kick, Giants, great opportunity coming up for a goal.
Yeah, the Suns captain, just wasn't enough talk around the contest. The former St Kilda player and Andrew McQualter now up there with the Gold Coast Suns leading their young side around. It's just given away a 50-metre penalty. It'll bring the UWS Giant right in front of goal there, and it should bring up their first score for the day. And that's a simple goal there for number 35 from the UWS Giants. Corey Baxter. First runs on the board for the UWS Giants.
They're now on 8. The margin is 5. And that is a very good reply to the Giants. As former Collingwood player in the big number 17, what a star he was. There's no doubt about that, Josh Fraser. He has been there with the best of them. And he is looking to come back on. Back in the middle. Whistle. Free to the Gold Coast by the umpire who was 30 metres away. The Suns play on. No one is on the mark. He has a bounce. Looking for the sidestep. Manages to get it off. That was very ambitious play by O'Meara. And now they are approaching the 50-metre line. Danny Stanley goes short. The Giants are there with the numbers. And that's some good vision. They play on quickly. 1-on-1. The Giants with the numbers again. And he's had a shot on goal. Where will the bounce go? It's going to be a goal. Well, how's that for suspense? We waited and waited and waited. He had some players running towards the goal on a tighter angle. He's decided to have a crack. And he has done something very special. Adam Tomlinson. Goal of the afternoon. Morning even.
Yeah, great effort there from Tomlinson. He didn't put the ball high. He just allowed the dew of the oval here to carry the ball through, rolled through, and a great effort there to bring it now within 1 point. UWS Giants 2-2-14 lead the Gold Coast Suns 2-1-13.
The Giants are in the front. Courtesy of that goal. That was magic. It happened in slow motion. The bounce of the ball. You can go with you or against you. More times the latter. As the Gold Coast now, can they produce something special? That is a good mark out there by Jacob Gilby. Decides to go infield. And now forward, but the Giants are there. Once again, the bounce, but they've got the numbers again. Jonathan Patton, the #1 draft. He goes in there with a tackle. We have a whistle. It's over the shoulder. Free kick to the Gold Coast. And Jonathan Patton making his presence felt. The big fella. And now the Gold Coast have it. And they go inside 50. But it's not a very good kick. Ill-directed. And now the Giants have plenty of space. Stephen Camp is involved. Close to the boundary line. They're looking good down that side of the field, aren't they?
Yeah, certainly their leg speeds really impressed me, the UWS Giants. The way that they move and run and carry the footy. They just seem to have a few more options going forward as well. Move the ball with a bit more purpose down there as young Patton comes in for a mark and punched away there. And it's another opportunity, and it's just rolled through there for a rush behind by the Gold Coast defensive backman there.
Their attack's been pretty impressive today.
Absolutely. Again, their leg speed's just showing out a little bit here, and Gold Coast not moving the ball when going forward to a lot of purpose. They need to work a little bit harder, their forwards, in creating, going back, creating, lead, create. But full credit to the UWS defensive unit there.
Play on, says the umpire, touched. They belt it. And that's a good grab. Very nicely done. The crowd liked it as well. Matthew Buntine, pardon me. Now Sam Schultz. Spearing kick to Sam Reid, but it was cut off. And the Gold Coast have it now. Tunga Talam's on the mark for the Giants. Relatively quiet since he's come on. Whistle for the hurry up. Centres it. Oh, went for the slips catch. Couldn't come off. And the Giants. Tunga Talam. Back to Schultz. Sam Reid's there. That was a hospital. And now the Suns. He's thrown into the ground. We've got a whistle from the umpire. In the back is the call. And the Gold Coast get a free. Well, the tempo's just increased out of nowhere.
Yeah, very good call there, Greg, the tempo. And I was just noting the endeavour from both sides in their tackling pressure on putting the opponent under the pump all the time is just purely intense. So, you know, it's again, they're an injury away from making their AFL debut or getting his call up to the AFL. So they've got to be 100% intense all the time.
Plenty to play for, as you said. Big opportunity for these kids, which most of them are. Look at these birth dates, 92, 93, 91. As the Giants have a snap, well, where's this bounce going to go? Oh, they're not going to get another one. Yes, they are. Well, the bounce of the ball's going the Giants' way, isn't it? But we're going to have a little meeting, a conference between the umpires. Suspense again. The 6-pointer's there. And the Giants, after having to put their defensive cap on, they're now attacking and getting the results.
Yeah, their leg speed is really starting to show now, and you know, they're making the best use of the conditions out there in this early part of the morning. So fantastic, and it's great to see. We'll go back to young Ross Tentagalam from the Eagles, who's been setting alight the NEAFL competition and certainly been one of the stars of the shows for the Hills Eagles, Greg.
Certainly has been, and the Hills Eagles are going very nicely as well. They're playing in Queanbeyan later this morning, 11:45. And they are certainly pushing and looking as if they will be a finals contender. But Tunga Talam today, it's about getting noticed and having a crack at the AFL. As the Giants mark nicely, the switch is on. And we have 50 metres. Well, that's a very good get-out-of-jail-free card, isn't it? Deep in there. Opposite 50, and now they're going to get a chance with their one kick away from getting into their own. Ill discipline.
Yeah, again, we go back to the Giants' defensive setup there. It's working very nicely there, not allowing the Gold Coast opponents much room inside that forward 50 there and stifling. And young John Patton, the #1 draft pick for the AFL, stood tall, 3 deep, just puts the big go-go gadgets up and takes a beautiful mark about 35, 40 metres from goal.
He made that look very easy. Very easy. Put the mitts up. And now he has a chance to make it a 14-point margin if successful. He's had a good look at it, and it's just fading away for a minor score. Every year there's so much talk about the number one draft pick, so much promise. Obviously not the best start for Patton with surgery before the year even started. Off to Europe to get some special treatment. He'll be itching to get up to the first grade.
Yeah, I guess that mark there just highlights the talent that a lot of the recruiters saw in him and seen him take at number one in the 2011 draft. He's a special talent, and they're special players do those sorts of things. So it's wonderful to see him out there, and I'm really looking forward to seeing him as his career progresses through the AFL system.
Ditto, absolutely right. The sun's now still a bit moist out there, as Brett mentioned, and Hickey now on his left. And that was an opportunity gone for Big Fraser. The Giants close to the boundary line. Takes it out. Oh, and it's on down there in the tunnel. A bit of treatment, as you can see on screen. Right there in the huddle. But the Suns come away with it, and it's still going on. Good to see a bit of spice this early in the morning. Rory Thompson chips it, and that will find the boundary line. Well, it's starting to get a bit fiery out there, Brett, which is what we like to see, especially at 10 o'clock in the morning.
I think what that does highlight, Greg, is the competition for spots and also the passion that both sides have got for playing. You know, very easy for them to sometimes go through the motions, but there's a lot of feeling out there, and it's fantastic to see, Greg. And they're out there really having a crack at each other. So it's fantastic. Very, very, very hotly contested football, and it's a wonderful spectacle this early in the morning.
Certainly is. They're appealing. The umpire lets it go. And finally, we'll have a ball up inside the Suns' 50. Quarter time is approaching. As you can see, 22-13 is the score. And how good is Manuka overlooking? Nice and green. We've had pretty good weather here over the past fortnight, albeit -2. No one wanted it. The Suns did. Quick snap. Quick goal. Well, a bit of urgency shown, or lack of urgency, I should say, by the Giants. And now Liam Patrick gets a sneaky out of nowhere.
Yeah, Liam Patrick looked very dangerous inside the forward 50 all morning, and he just that's a reward for his persistent, continued effort there inside the forward 50. The Giants will have to watch him for most of the day because he is a very dangerous player and looks very crafty down there. I just watched his front and square there, absolutely fantastic on all occasions, and if they can get the ball to Fraser, the young bloke Frost is doing a good job on Fraser at the moment. Get the ball a little bit higher and let these crafty guys like Patrick at the feet of Fraser, they'll go a long way towards winning the goal and scoring goals and creating scoring opportunities inside that forward 50.
3 points now is the margin as the Suns look to regain the lead. O'Meara was in there again. They're inside 50. Speak of the devil. Fraser has it, gets his boot to it, but couldn't sneak it in for any score. Of course, the former Collingwood player now with the Suns. Star player, there is no doubt. What a career he has had. No doubt about that. As he gets it again, gives off the quick hand pass, finds some room, left foot snap, offline. Another opportunity for the Suns as we approach the first quarter. 29 minutes in. Nice. Oh, slips over again. The AFL boys will be loving this. The NEAFL players can get rid of all the dew on the grass. And now UWS going forward with another big kick. It'll be a tough mark. Tungatalam's in there. But the Suns are in there too, and they've got some pace. And they kick it back right where it came from. Manages to get the hand pass away. But now the Giants. Short. Close to the boundary line. Big hand pass. But the Gold Coast come up with it again. And the switch is on. Can they conjure up something before quarter time? No, they can't. There it is. So that is the first quarter done. And it is the UWS Giants currently leading 22 points to 20. Brett, entertaining first quarter.
Yeah, highly entertaining. I was just looking at the run and spread there from the Gold Coast and the UWS Giants there. A fantastic quarter of footy. 6 goals seen here. A little bit slippery underfoot. Maybe some of them should consider changing to the longer stops. Probably misread the condition out there. Probably seen. But one thing you do notice here when their AFL level is they're a lot cleaner below their knees as opposed to the local sides, I guess. They're very clean below their knees and they rarely waste a foot opportunity. Okay, sure, some go to ground, but the foot skills on display here are quite good for this time of the morning. So entertaining first quarter and great to be out here at Manuka and looking at a picture out here today, Greg.
2 points the margin. We're back after this.
Get behind your team. For match details, head to NEAFL.com.au.
Our world needs change. Give this little guy a chance and he will help empower communities disadvantaged by poverty. Create your change today. Our world needs change. Give this little guy a chance and he will help empower communities disadvantaged by poverty. Create your change today. Our world needs change. Give this little guy a chance and he will help empower communities disadvantaged by poverty. Create your change today.
Our world needs change.
Our world needs change. Give this little guy a chance and he will help empower communities disadvantaged by poverty. Create your change today. Our world needs change. Give this little guy a chance and he will help empower communities disadvantaged by poverty. Create your change today. Our world needs change. Give this little guy a chance and he will help empower communities disadvantaged by poverty. Create your change today.
Get behind your team. For match details, head to NEAFL.com.au. Get behind your team. For match details, head to NEAFL.com.au.
Well, the second quarter, I should say, is just about to get underway. As you can see, it's the Giants by 2 points. Greg Thompson and Brett Davis with you once again. NEAFL Eastern Conference. Today it's a cross-conference. It's Manuka Oval. Beautiful conditions for AFL. The curtain raiser for the Giants and Suns in the AFL. Can the Orange Brigade get their first AFL win ever? The reserves are going well now. Sam Reid in there early. Schultz goes forward. The lead's on. And he gets it. Very nice grab. Nathan Wilson. He goes up the line. I think height was the winner in that occasion for Sam Reid. Tom Nichols. Very tall piece of man. And he goes short. Oh, that's dramatic. And he's given it. Well, if we had a spare gold Logie, perhaps he might be able to get it.
Yeah, an interesting free kick there, Greg. You know, the players are caught in two minds these days when that sort of situation. You've got to try and stop them from playing on. And, like it was probably, like you said, a little bit of an Academy Award performance there. So
maybe should get a gig in the soccer. As they play on, go forward. Amira, was that a mark? It was over the shoulder. Now the Gold Coast will have a shot on, and they can hit the lead early in the second quarter. As you can see, Danny Stanley is lining up. And they are cheering at home. And it's there. Gold Coast back in front.
Yeah, great effort there from young Jaeger O'Meara, who had an outstanding first quarter. He looks very impressive out there, ready for senior football. Out to Danny Stanley, who copped one over the shoulder, stood tall there, was a regular fixture in the Suns senior side last year after crossing from Collingwood. But for the first quarter there, Liam Patrick for the Suns was a standout. O'Meara for the Suns. Frost for the GWS has done a great job on Fraser down there, and also Sam Reid has been in quite a few things. But the interesting thing at the quarter-time break there, Greg, was the number of players around the Giants. There was Stephen Silvani, Satanta O'Halpin, who obviously went down last week with a tragic season knee-ending injury, all around the players, and it was great to see also Bluey McKenna ably assisting Sean Hart and Andy Lovell around. And it's just a wonderful environment for these kids to learn in.
They are superstars of the AFL, past and present. No doubt about that. Silvani, McKenna, as you mentioned, brilliant. Satanta O'Halpin. Well, we'll see him next year. The Giants now, through Tom Downey. The lead is on. Ambitious. Boundary line finds them. And it's the Gold Coast by 4. Of course, Stephen Silvani heading up recruitment at the club. And now Sam Reid's in there. Gets his hands to it. Manages to get it out. Some more spectators come in. Oh, look out. That could have been nasty. Gets up and plays on. Thompson, brilliant. The Giants trying to get a clean possession and a clearance. Reid does that. Play on is the call. And now the Giants have some space and an opportunity now. Ugle. Mark. Very nice play. Very settled, very composed. And now we'll have a shot on goal courtesy of Nathan Wilson. Recruited from Mandurah Essentials and Peel Thunder under 18s. He's been around. And now can the Giants get the lead back? They will if he's successful with this kick. Strikes it nicely. Giants back in front.
Yeah, great lead-up work there in around the stoppages there by the stronger body of Reid there. Nathan Wilson, who had played a couple of senior games earlier in the season for the Giants, slots that one through for full value there. So a very even contest out here at Manuka. And whilst we're on a bit of sad news during the week, the passing of the great Brendan Dorman from the Eastlake Footy Club. Brendan was a wonderful figure around not only Eastlake Football Club, the Manuka Football Club, and local footy in general. So very sad news, and condolences to all of the family out there.
Very well said. 28-26 now in favour of the Giants. Fraser was nice. And he's looking to get it again now, and he does. He's got time. Good steering kick, but it's been cut off there by the Giants. That was a good mark. And now they go forward over their heads. That's better. Reid with the kick away. Worked out nicely. 2 against 1. Great teamwork. Goal, and he's kicked it out of Manuka Oval. Oh, that one is dead set on Canberra Avenue now. We might have to take a break to get a new ball, perhaps, and the Giants extend their lead.
Yeah, great work there, and great teamwork, as you said there in the call, Greg. A fantastic shepherd, moved the ball forward there, and interesting to see that the way that the Gold Coast are using Fraser. They're using him in at the centre square, but not at the bounce, to help foster these young kids in the stoppage work. So, and using him predominantly as a forward, as you can see in the senior side, they're probably looking for a forward. So it's very interesting in their use of Fraser in this game.
Certainly is. We've got footballs on standby, which is good, because we're back in the middle. That went a long way over. That is dead set out of the park. 34-26. The Giants looking good. Looking for a whistle sometime today. They're still letting it go. and there it is. Seemed like an eternity, that one, wasn't it?
Yeah, it's interesting the amount of time that they are allowing them to clear the ball from the stoppage. So, and you can't really hear a lot of the instruction. It would have been nice to take one of the umpires up this week's game just to see what sort of vision we did get, Greg. And a great initiative from our technical guru during the week.
We'll strap a camera and a microphone to him next time we're at Tuggeranong, perhaps. And now the Suns going forward. Nice kick by Taylor Hine. Goldilocks is after it. Magan, Fraser, got some room now and some numbers. The shot's on. Will it squeeze in? Just offline. 33 that was in Aaron Hall from Hobart in Tasmania. The 22-year-old. And that takes it 34 points to 27. Had plenty of time, didn't he? Could have done better.
Yeah, he sort of ran out to and created a big arc than what was necessary. He's had a lot of the footy today, young Hall, and he looks impressive when he does get the footy. So, probably should have finished off his work a little bit better there, but that's a ball kick out from the Giants there. Has just allowed the Suns a possible another scoring opportunity.
Might get a chance to make up for it now, perhaps. Suns, and there's Fraser. The short option was on, decides to settle. He wants to give it off. Now he's deciding to have a crack. Now he goes short. That was cut off by the Giants, and now they've got numbers around the ball. They need to get rid of it. Thomas is still in there. Oh, that's kicked out. They're asking for deliberate. In fact, it's out of bounds on the full. Well, that was an interesting option.
Yeah, young Danny Stanley has got another opportunity here. Squeezed very, very tightly. He'll look to give it off here as the Suns players are stagnant, not moving inside that forward 50. It'll take a remarkable kick here from Danny Stanley. A remarkable banana kick a la Malcolm Blight.
Look at his stance. He's had a crack. Didn't come off the boot too well. He looked like Shivnarine Shandapal at the crease for the West Indies. His legs are facing that way. The stumps are over here. It's out of bounds. 34-27, as you can see. Second quarter. Thanks for being with us via neafl.com.au. Our live stream. Nice and early on Saturday morning. And the umpire says, thank you very much. I'll have it. And if the game keeps going the way it is, we're in for a nail-biter later on in the morning.
Absolutely, a very hard-fought, close contest here at the moment at Manuka NEAFL is red off the hands, and I think Danny Stanley, or Jaeger O'Mara it is, has just popped through a fantastic goal. Jaeger O'Mara is there, the guy that was highly, highly sought after in the rookie draft. Not eligible to play senior football this year, Greg, as he's too young. He's only 17, but gee, he has looked outstanding out there today.
He is the absolute Jägermeister. Don't worry about that. Very young. 23rd of February 1994 he was born. Recruited from the West. 182 centimetres. Bit of height. It's the Giants. Jonathan Patton. He's right in front of us, looking to go back on. Back in the middle meantime. Fraser is in there, as was O'Mara again, the goal scorer. Players slipping over the ball. Holding it in is the Gold Coast. As you can see, he's kicking his legs, trying to get rid of it, and the umpire says, we'll ball it up. So it is a 1 point margin at the moment in favour of the Giants after Jaeger O'Mara's kick. That goal was successful. Early whistle, that can only mean one thing. And the Giants will have it. And they move it quickly. Opposite side of Manuka Oval. Straight and direct. Nicely done. That was Sam Schultz again. But now the Suns have it. They go to the middle. They had two options there. Josh Hall has it. Gives it off to Weller. The footy is hot. And the Giants managed to wrap it up. And the umpire quick to the whistle then. And some very good territory for the Suns.
Yeah, again, the interchange working overtime down here. Yet to see an interchange infringement. It's an absolute frenzy down here here at Manuka Oval. There's a quick snap there from the Gold Coast players. And it was interesting to see the centre square work there of Fraser and O'Meara. He is going to be an outstanding prospect. Gold Coast will be salivating when they get hold of him, able to play senior footy, Greg.
Certainly, that is absolutely right. Who knows? As you mentioned earlier in the call, you could be called up as soon as next week. That's how quick these things can happen, and that's how exciting it is for them as well. But that's where the NEAFL Eastern and Northern Conferences have been fantastic, especially for these AFL sides. A bit of argy-bargy off the play. See if we can get a shot of that later on. They're still going at it. The Gold Coast have the ball. One of the umpires has stepped in. Thank you, Andrew, behind the camera, as you can see. It's that the ball's over here. That's all right. Oh, we need more than one camera at neafl.com.au, don't we? He's doing a good job. Or maybe a screen in the corner, perhaps, with the stuff happening off the ball. But as you can see live, the Suns have it. Right near the scoreboard of Manuka Oval. 5-4-34 to 5-4-34. The Gold Coast looking to extend the lead. That was a good grab, but the boundary line found it. Very good effort deep there in the pocket. The momentum, Brett, swinging the way of the Gold Coast once again.
Yeah, there's a reason for that. Their run and spread just got a little bit better for the GWS Giants. So whatever Sean Hart said to them at quarter time has certainly worked. Their run and spread, and they're up on their contested possessions, which is really creating a lot of opportunities. And Fraser moving into the middle of the ground hasn't gone unnoticed because they're getting first use of the footy in there.
Good that they've able to put him anywhere, really. Up forward, up back, in the middle. He can kick, he can mark, and he can ruck. And now in the centre, was that Rory Thompson again? Yes, it was. Call to play on. But the Suns inside 50, and we're back to where we started as the changes continue down the bottom of where we are. 44 is on. James McNamara. 6. Alec Magan is off. The Nambour product. The Suns with the bounce. The Giants with the pickup and the run. And the kick forward. No one in front of them except for Sam Reid. The bounce is horrendous. Manages to pick it up anyway. Has a snap. Where's this one going to bounce? Through for a point. But that is enough to get them in the front, albeit by a single, 35-34. And once again, the vacant 50 can't get results.
Yeah, it's interesting. I wonder how many of the other local NEAFL coaches are out here watching this game just to see how they do play at this standard end, because I think it's going to be crucial come the end of the year when you line up against possibly the Giants and the Sydney Swans at the finals time, because the way they play the game is quite different at this level with their run and spread, and obviously it's very much a transition game.
And both teams are very well drilled, aren't they? I mean, the skill level's been great. Obviously it's a bit wet out there, being a frosty Canberra morning. But they're looking sharp both sides, hence the scoreline, 1 point in it. There's a Gold Coast switch. Jackson Allen has it now. Goes short again to 50. Henry Shade. Oh, dummies. That's Jonathan Patton on the mark. Down the wing, good grab, just in. Another piece of tall timber in Tom Hickey. Short option was on, didn't work too much. Giants now got some hand passes away, close to the boundary line. That was cut off, and now the Suns have it. Quick kick away by 31 in Allen. That's a good mark as well. Very nice play, Jeremy Taylor. And they settle through Lewis Moss. And now Liam Patrick lines up. And it's just offline. Scores level once again.
Yeah, what we might see here is the benefit of the Gold Coast's year or two of development ahead of the UWS Giants, and we're just starting to see some of their patterns and their formations starting to work a little bit better than the UWS Giants. The Tuggeranong player there, number 10, the Tuggeranong product, Matthew Channon there, just involved in the play there. Needs to work a little bit harder around at the stoppage and put his body on the line there, and you know, to play at this level, you can see that they just consistently work there.
Tungatalum now, Brett gives a hand pass off to Sam Reed, goes in between them, back to Tungatalum. He knows how to snap, settles, kicks, that's a great goal. And the Sydney Hills Eagles product, smooth as ever, and working alongside Reed, brilliant.
Yeah, what was great about that, Greg, he didn't panic. He just knew what to do with the footy. Reed, he held his composure, got the ball onto you know, his preferred side, just didn't panic, and just so clean with their hands. It's just wonderful to watch.
We have seen him throughout the season so far at Ainslie. Brilliant. Called the game at Bruce Purser against Belconnen. Brilliant. I mean, this kid is an absolute star. So many good things come out of the Northern Territory.
Yeah, isn't it great to see that he gets an opportunity, Greg, at this level to showcase his wares? And you go back 10, 15 years, the kids of today coming through the grassroots footy have got wonderful exposure, you know, with the UWS Giants, the Sydney Swans, the Gold Coast Suns, all these entry sides. And you also see, you know, even the mature age players have got wonderful opportunities to try and crack it at the big time.
Spot on as the Giants look to go bang again. And it's just offline. And they are just firing at the goals now, the Giants, aren't they? They are looking dangerous. And that is 2 shots in the best part of 60 seconds. 42-35 is the score now. Ebbs and flows, the tempo, the momentum. It is swinging like you wouldn't believe. Patton, good mark. Over the head again. Now he's looking to see what's forward. A lot of plays sideways, goes very short. That could work out well because the shot on top of the goal square, they all fly. Rush through for a behind. Matthew Bunteen there from Dandenong, recruited from the under-18s at the shot on. And now the Suns looking to see if they can get the momentum back. And they're on the opposite side of Manuka Oval now. Long way from home. Half-time is approaching. They slip over again. It's gone over their heads. And now the Giants will come up with it. No pressure. Well, that's how he looked though anyway. Patton. The chip pass snap. How good's that going? And Sam Schultz, they play on quickly. Reed again. Couldn't get it. 3 against 1, 4 against 1. Went in for the tackle as well. Intercepted now by the Giants. Man on. Umpire didn't go for the whistle. Giants have it. And it's looking a bit untidy. Henry Shade, the pressure, he was tackled without it. Reed came through. Someone is hurt. Someone is down. And we've got a free kick. There it is, as you can see on screen, number 50. And Henry Shade, bit groggy. The trainer's there to the left of screen as he goes off. He should be okay. And they're putting their body on the line, Brett. Both teams.
Yeah, that was a great effort there by the Suns player in Shade. He really put his body on the line there, and it wasn't just one effort, it was 2 and 3 and 4 efforts. And you know what the end result was? His side won the footy with a free kick because of his effort.
Good individual performance, as you mentioned, definitely. Liam Patrick now. Flashy fluoro blue boots and the blue socks. Out of bounds on the full. Not a good result. He knew it. Puts his hand up to say sorry. And as you can see, the crowd slowly building up here at Manuka Oval ahead of this afternoon's AFL game. Between these two sides again. And Jonathan Patton got a bit of treatment off the ball. He's up as well. And now he's going for the ball. He'll come up with it, does Patton. Gets the hand pass away. Very nice result. Kicked up. Tangatalam's got some work to do. His teammates are there. Comes straight back to them. Where will this one bounce? It'll bounce straight through for another goal in Nathan Wilson.
Yeah, Maverick Wellock certainly caught young John Patton there for a bit of extra treatment, but Patton's hands above his head are just fantastic. He gets his hands above the contest, able to get the ball out. His work there resulted in a goal. Young Nathan Wilson in for his second goal there. He's very crafty around goals, Nathan Wilson, and looking for a recall back to the senior side, Greg.
With a performance like that, you think you'd get a phone call from Kevin Sheedy real soon. Don't you just love the way they are snapping it in and trusting the bounce? And of course, some of the Giants seniors are here. Kevin Sheedy, Choco Williams, having a look down. We might get a shot of them later. As the Giants looking to capitalise, 49-35. That is a good grab. Kurt Aylett. There's Kevin Sheedy on the bottom of the screen. You can just see his head. Not a good result. And now the Suns with some room to move. And they centre it. And they manage to play on. Here's this guy again, Liam Patrick. Gives it off. They look to go wide. Good hands. Alec Magan. Inside the 50, falls short to the player out there in number 49, Jacob Gilby, the Tasmanian. And as we approach half-time, the scoreboard suggests the UWS Giants are on top. I think they are as well.
Yeah, they've certainly taken the momentum back in the latter half of this quarter here, and it's great to see Mark Armstrong, the former Queanbeyan coach, and probably the best player I've seen in Canberra for a long, long time here as the assistant coach to Brett Hand there for the Giants, and his forward work certainly shining through there. So great to see a local product being involved here, and yeah, the Giants wresting control back from the Suns here at Manuka Oval.
Well, they had an opportunity, did the Gold Coast. But the defenders were up to the task. Big pack of players. The ball goes out of bounds and up the hill. 49-35, 7-7 plays 5-5 in favour of the Giants. They throw it in, rucks go at it. That was too easy for Hickey. Helps when you're 3.5 metres tall. That is out of bounds on the full. And we'll have a free kick to the UWS Giants in this round 8 clash, the cross-conference clash between these two teams. A curtain raiser for the AFL game, which should be a belter. Two teams desperate for a win. The Giants looking to crack their first in AFL football. We'll have another throw in. And as we approach half-time, Brett, what is the message from both of the coaches? They would both be pretty happy with this, you would have thought.
Oh, absolutely. I think, Coach Hand for the Giants would be really happy with the run and spread and the opportunities that their small forwards have taken, or the opportunities inside 50 that the Giants have taken when it's presented himself. Gold Coast probably just dropped off the man a little bit. Their run and spread a little bit poorer. Just need to lift their eyes a little bit with the footy and make the ball carrier run at them. So they've just got to work a little bit harder inside the forward 50 as well. Just not taking as many marks or their opportunities inside that forward 50 when going forward in the transition.
Very vital getting those grabs inside 50. But even then, some of the goals have just come out of nowhere, really, haven't they, from both teams? Holding the ball, play on is the call. And the Giants go forward. Ross Tangatalam went over his head. They got some chases. Can he get boot to ball? The hand pass was intercepted by the Gold Coast. And they're straight on the boundary line. Opportunity goes begging for the Giants. Now Weller. Maverick gives it off to Liam Patrick. Another possession for him this morning. Decides to go backwards to the fullback. Call to play on. That's dangerous. Jaeger. O'Meara does the 1-2. Pushes another one off, if you don't mind. But the kick isn't good. And it is cut off, and Ross Tungatalam has a shot on.
Yeah, great work. He just showed nonchalant for the Giants defender there in Jaeger O'Meara, but I really like the look of him. He's an outstanding prospect as the Hills Eagle product in Tungatalam is lining up for goal. He's taken a long run up here. He's about 30 metres directly in front.
Here he goes. Umpire does not move. And that will come in very, very handy as we approach half-time. 55-35. 20 points is the margin, and the Giants are looking the goods. There he is, the Sydney Hills Eagles product from the Eastern Conference. Ross Tungatalam. And we are back to the centre. 20 points is the margin. And we are back in the middle as we approach half-time. Whistle from a long way away, and the Gold Coast will get it through Josh Fraser. He goes forward, eyes for the ball. Was the Giants player. That was a fantastic result. Goes in short to Miles. But it's cut off, and here's a very good chance for the Suns. Patrick goes, bang. And that is exactly what they needed. Liam Patrick, before we approach half-time, 55-41 is now the score. And that will give some breathing space. You would think, for the Gold Coast, getting one back, Brett, this man has been fantastic, Liam Patrick, as you just saw, with a very good goal.
Yeah, he's been threatening all day. He's got a very, very, very good skill set, so he's one they're certainly going to have to watch and probably might have to look at placing a little bit of a tag on him, I'd say, Greg.
Two of them, perhaps, as the Gold Coast look to charge again. Through Weller, short, cut off by the Giants. Oh, he was nearly in there again, was Patrick. But some good commitment being shown by the Giants. And they come away with it. And that is holding the ball. And it's a free kick for the Gold Coast right on the siren. He needs to kick this 80 metres. This is a long kick. And it goes inside 50, and it falls short. Kevin Sheedy barking out some instructions. He's got a very loud voice, does Kevin, if we can get a shot of him. There he is, just sitting down there. Kevin Sheedy. And there is the master, Essendon, 27 years. Watching on the Giants reserves. So they are watching, Brett, aren't they? They are watching, and some of these kids could get a call up. How did you see the first half?
Yeah, an interesting first half. Very closely fought contest, and young Frost would be one that caught Sheedy's eye. Very good down there in the back half. Patrick for the Suns has been fantastic. Of course, O'Meara, I think Bluey McKenna would love to be playing him today in the seniors, but he's out. And just the opportunities that are out there. Young Reid has battled manfully, and two opportunist goals there from Nigel Wilson.
Well, 55-41 is the score. We will take a break, and we will have a chat very soon with the GWS board member and the former Belconnen president very, very soon. One of the many names here at Manuka rival for this clash as Kevin Sheedy gives out some advice. We will take a break. The margin, as you can see, 14 points. Do stay with us.
bit better, and I feel like a fool. Ain't never gonna need to see you with the winter sun with you.
Our world needs change. Give this little guy a chance and he will help empower communities disadvantaged by poverty. Create your change today.
Why don't we do something? It's not like we ever. Why don't we do something? It's not like we ever do nothing. Got a little bit better, and I feel like a fool. Ain't never gonna need to see you with the winter sun with you.
Our world needs change. Give this little guy a chance and he will help empower communities disadvantaged by poverty. Create your change today.
Why don't we do something? It's not like we ever. Why don't we do something? It's not like we ever do nothing. Got a little bit better, and I feel like a fool. Ain't never gonna need to see you with the winter sun with you.
Our world needs change. Give this little guy a chance and he will help empower communities disadvantaged by poverty. Create your change today.
Why don't we do something? It's not like we ever. Why don't we do something? It's not like we ever do nothing. Got a little bit better, and I feel like a fool. Ain't never gonna need to see you with the winter sun with you.
Our world needs change. Give this little guy a chance and he will help empower communities disadvantaged by poverty. Create your change today.
Why don't we do something? It's not like we ever. Why don't we do something? It's not like we ever do nothing. Got a little bit better, and I feel like a fool. Ain't never gonna need to see you with the winter sun with you.
Our world needs change. Give this little guy a chance and he will help empower communities disadvantaged by poverty. Create your change today.
Well, it's half time here in the NEAFL cross-conference clash between the Gold Coast Suns and the UWS Giants, I should say. And I'm here with Peter Taylor, who is a very excited man because, as you can see, he's got the orange scarf on. The NEAFL boys are currently leading. Peter, welcome. Nice to see you.
Yep, thanks for having us here, and brilliant day for Canberra, great weather, so hopefully a big crowd here today.
We've certainly, over 10,000 would be fantastic. We've certainly turned it on, and of course tell us about your role now at the Giants. You're on the board and, 8 rounds into the AFL, how's it all coming along?
Well, you know, it's been a big build for the last couple of years. When the way we, a couple of years ago when we only had blue sky to sell as far as the AFL was concerned in Canberra, and to sort of finally get some games here, especially the first game the other week against the Bulldogs where we went really well, to sort of getting 9,000 first up with an all orange crowd was very exciting for us. We thought that was terrific.
Historical day, wasn't it, the first time the Giants playing here at Manuka Oval in Canberra for the Prime Minister's Cup, which is a great initiative coming through. That is an annual event. Here we are 2 weeks later, and a game which many are saying could be the first win.
Yeah, well, when we were talking about what games we would like on our wish list for Canberra, that was certainly the Gold Coast was one of the ones I said we would like to see the Gold Coast in Canberra, and certainly the stadium in Sydney was very jealous of us getting it because, you know, that's one of the highlights of the year for the Giants is going to be, you know, how we're performing against the other new teams. So, yeah.
UWS Giants, I mean, obviously a lot of talent here on display. Some, injured number 1 draft picks, of course, as well, Jonathan Patton, but it's a great opportunity for these young kids. Obviously, we saw Kevin Shetty out there before, Stephen Silvani out there before. I mean, it's fantastic that everyone is training together as a group, and just one day they could get the call up sooner rather than later.
Yeah, well, you know, I think, you know, it's with just the Giants coming into the competition, you look at the opportunity it's given to, you know, my young fella's playing for the academy tomorrow. He's played for the NEAFL. There's a lot of other kids that have played this year. They're playing, you know, there's the academy down in Wollongong tomorrow. And Josh Bruce just getting, I think, you know, in years gone by, would Josh Bruce have sort of been drafted, you know, when there's, you know, if there's other kids that are equal. I think that's, you know, what we've tried to achieve by bringing the Giants to Canberra, where they're looking at our kids and giving them opportunities. And, you know, I think there's going to be a lot of other kids that are going to get the opportunities because the Giants are in Canberra, yeah.
And that was a fantastic result for Josh, wasn't it? Second kick of the day, his first goal.
Well, I think it was his first kick, wasn't it? I don't know.
We can say it's his first. Yeah, why not? That makes it even better, you know. And the celebrations were fantastic. A Canberra kid on his home turf.
Oh, I know all the board was sitting together, and then as soon as everyone goes, Josh Bruce first goal. Okay, well, you couldn't have written that 2 years ago, could you?
Nah, not
you
at
know,
all.
if you someone had said, wrote that story and said, you'd say that's a perfect start. So, no, very happy.
Peter, good to see you. 14 points of margin here at half-time between the UWS Giants and the Gold Coast. A double would be fantastic, wouldn't it?
It would. It'd be the biggest day from the club's history, really, isn't it?
Good to see you. Thanks for joining us on NEAFL.com.au. We'll take a break. Do stay with the second half right after this.
Get behind your team. For match details, head to NEAFL.com.au. Get behind your team. For match details, head to NEAFL.com.au. Get behind your team. For match details, head to NEAFL.com.au. Get behind your team. For match details, head to NEAFL.com.au.
Our world needs change. Give this little guy a chance and he will help empower communities disadvantaged by poverty. Create your change today. Our world needs change. Give this little guy a chance and he will help empower communities disadvantaged by poverty. Create your change today.
Why
world needs change. Give this little guy a chance and he will help empower communities disadvantaged by poverty. Create your change today.
Why don't we do something? It's not like we ever. Why don't we do something? It's not like we ever do nothing. Got a little bit better, and I feel like a fool. Ain't never gonna need to see the winter when the sun with you.
Our world needs change. Give this little guy a chance and he will help empower communities disadvantaged by poverty. Create your change today.
Why don't we do something? It's not like we ever. Why don't we do something? It's not like we ever do nothing. Got a little bit better, and I feel like a fool. Ain't never gonna need to see the winter when the sun with you.
Our world needs change. Give this little guy a chance and he will help empower communities disadvantaged by poverty. Create your change today.
We are back for the second half. UWS Giants and the Gold Coast Suns reserves. Greg Thompson and Brett Davis once again in the commentary box, albeit outside in the corridor. Andrew Barnes again behind the camera, and of course the crowd is building. Not only to see the second half of this game, which is a 14-point buffer, but this is the curtain raiser for the AFL clash between the Suns and the GWS Giants. And the Suns get first use of the footy. Thrown to the ground, hand pass out, umpire goes down. That's always humorous. And now the Orange Brigade look to go forward. Drops it. Picked up nicely by Fraser up back, I believe. Now they're using it on the opposite wing through Hoskin Elliott. And now this man again, Patrick, has a bounce. Geez, those boots are standing out nicely. Drives it inside 50. Would have been a hard mark when it's 4 against 2. Giants come up with it. They've got the numbers. They'll settle and they'll clear. And they do just that. A good defensive performance by the Giants early. Brett Davis, good morning again.
Thanks, Greg. Yeah, you can see certainly Silvani, the fullback of the century, as having a lot of influence over the defensive structure here at the GWS Giants. They look a very, very tightly held defensive unit here, even at this level, Greg. So very good to see, and a very entertaining clash here at Manuka Oval for the early game.
Certainly is. Holding the ball is the call. Now, Gerald Ugle has it. He got some flags behind the posts. They weren't there in the first half, doing everything they can. And as you can see, following the ball through on the camera, it's gone wide. Which now takes it 56 points to 41 in favour of the home side, or their adopted home. Home away from home here in the nation's capital. And that was looking like it could have been a bit dangerous, but they settled nicely. Fraser's looking for it. It's gone out of bounds on the full. There he is, the former Collingwood Premiership winning player, the big 17. Now calls the Gold Coast home. He's on the mark, and the Giants go backwards through Sam Frost and Edwards. Buntine goes long, and that is a good attempt at a grab. And we have a whistle, and we have a free kick to the Suns. We normally see in the fourth quarters, and maybe some parts of the second half, fitness can be a problem in the NEAFL, but you'd think these two teams are well drilled, train every day, and that shouldn't be an issue. As the Gold Coast go forward, marking opportunity, none. Touch play on is the call. Amira got his hand to it. And Sam Reid to Patton. Thompson was there as well for the Gold Coast side. And now they have an opportunity to go forward. Weller is involved. And the shot is on by McQualter, but he got nudged off it and it went wide.
Yeah, great lead-up work there by Big Patton, went for the mark there, and he looks like he's been shadowed there by Thompson from the Suns now, and a couple of senior players there in Weller, and another shot here from the yellow-booted Patrick. He has just put it out wide there, a golden opportunity gone begging for the Suns. That was a critical miss there by Liam Patrick there for the Gold Coast Suns.
56-43 now. 2 behind in the space of 60 seconds as the Giants have used the footy now. And as has been the order of the day, they like to play on quickly. Or even when they take the mark, they like to get rid of it courtesy of a hand pass. Schultz now. And that is a good grab to dive into it. Was big JP. And Patton. And he drills it to his teammate, who had to work hard for it, did exactly that, had some room, puts the kick in. Sam Reid was 5 metres away from it, and the switch is now on from the Gold Coast.
Yeah, the run and spread here from the coast. They try and break it open here, and just not enough movement forward in the forward 50 here for the and a poor handball there. It's just a turnover, and it's going back here. And Nathan Wilson with another snap at goal, and nearly took one out of the... I see another former Australian cricketer in Gavin Robinson roaming around wearing the GWS colours, so he might have had some influence on Wilson's couple of goals today, Greg.
Oh, the who's who is here. Do not worry about that. Frost out back, no one behind him. Plenty in front of him and wide. Mark Wiley has it. They decide to go the opposite direction through Wilson, and now Darley. Sam Darley will go short to Hampton. Kirtley Hampton from Alice Springs goes short. Plenty of time as well for Buntine. He's racked up plenty of possessions this morning. Patton has it. Dragged off it. There is a whistle, and he'll get a free. No advantage. JP has it and goes backwards slightly to Anthony Miles from the Murray region of Victoria. More short passes. That one was very short to Darley again. Decides to go wide. Groden, he plays on. Chips it inside 50. Fell a bit short. Good effort though by Wilson. And now the Suns with an opportunity, and they are using it very, very quickly. Jeremy Taylor's in there, as is Flanagan. And now this man again, Patrick, from Wanderers Northern Territories, outside 50. He's had a crack, and that is an attempted grab there by Fraser. Now the Giants settle, and their back line is very structured this morning, Brett.
Yeah, most impressed with the work of young Samuel Frost out there for the Giants. He looks a likely lad. Looks like he might be able to fill a key post down there for the Giants in years to come. So a fantastic effort there from the Giants. Also, what they aren't doing is they're not giving Fraser an opportunity by putting the ball to his advantage. They're putting the ball high, making him grab for it. That's the difference. The Giants are giving their forwards opportunity by putting the ball to the drop side. And Big Fraser's got to try and beat 2 or 3 in the air all the time. Get the opportunity to put it out in front of him so he can actually take it.
Very well said. That's your agent on the phone. It's the Suns through shade. Close to the man on the mark. That's a good kick. Jacob Gilby. Options short. Goes even longer. And that's a good grab by some very tall timber. Again, geez, they've got some height out there. That's Tom Hickey from Morningside in Queensland on the Gold Coast. The kick wasn't the best, neither was the mark. It's dropped. It's play on. Bodies around the ball. O'Meara is in there again. Jägermeister, another piece of tall work in Nichols. Back to Patrick. Weaves his way through. Gets boot to ball as far as the Giants, though. The top option is on. No one is home. And they all slip. The bounce was a bit awkward. And a steering kick back to where it came from in Tom Hickey. He slows things down. Goes backwards. And Stanley goes to his left, where there is some room. And Hine is there. And the boundary line finds them both. So 57 plays 43 at this point of proceedings in the third. And the Rucks go at it. GWS with it. Didn't attempt to get rid of it too well. We have a whistle and we have a free for a bit high. Down the wing, some heavy contact. Another whistle over the shoulder again, as you can see. This time it goes to the Gold Coast. And they'll be looking to use this free better.
Yeah, interesting, Greg. I just noticed there was an AFL edict during the week that a player that gets caught sliding into the contest will be penalised in a free kick given against them. I wonder if that edict is followed down here. There's been a number of times here where the players have slid into the contest and there hasn't been a free kick played, so an interesting one. But also on another note, just to see your column in the City News this week, Greg, wonder what you'll write about next week.
Depending on the weekend results, mate. We'll see. We'll see. There is certainly a touch of orange, and there will be once Manuka Oval is full. They're expecting 10,000 today. Probably think there's 1,000 here already. That might be a bit kind. 500 maybe. Suns in the meantime. Down by 14. A lot of bodies in front of him. 3 matchups inside 50. Goes short down the wing. Good grab. Copped a bit of a high one. Shrugs it off. Gets on with the job. They look to fly. Gold Coast got some hands to it. The Giants are in there. They wrap him up. Umpire holding. And we'll finally have a ball up. Inside 50. Fraser with a tap out. Worked out nicely. The ball is dropped. And they've pinged him for it. Well, there was a whistle. Did I hear a whistle? I don't know what's going on. They let it go. Now we've got holding the ball. Now the Giants get the free. Short. Nice. Plays on with a hand pass. Bit untidy, but it's worked out nicely. And that's a good grab. Man of the mark falls over in 35. Toby Green. It is a handover. And the Suns have it now. And that's an up and under. Straight back to him. Toby Green. Doesn't muck it up this time. Sean Edwards. He goes short again. Jacob Groden. Should go inside 50. Look out. That could have been gone. Managed to get the hand pass away at the last second. There's a bit of stress out there for the Orange. That's better. And now they go inside 50 across the face. Good vision. Good mark.
Yeah, just a real arm wrestle here at the moment, just jockeying for position, not really either side taking advantage when moving inside the forward 50 there, creating the most of their opportunities. Really need to do better inside the forward 50, both sides.
They seem a bit hesitant when they've got it, hey. They just want to go forward. But that's proving a bit difficult at the minute. Mira. Going backwards now. Lewis Moss with the possession. The short chipping game is on. It's been quite satisfactory today from both teams. As they go wide, that was a bit longer. Short again, nice. Flanagan. Jonathan Patton's off for the Giants. Another short one. Aaron Hall, they're using it nicely. They're building towards something. You can just feel it. Alex Sexton to Fraser now. He loads up to the square. Is it touched? No, it's not. And now we're having another conference between the umpires. I think he's going to give it a goal. No, he's given it touched. Bit of drama again in the old goal square.
We've had a couple of those decisions today, but just going back onto your point where neither side really moving the ball forward with authority, is that because there is a lack of key forward out there and they don't have a lot of purpose when moving the ball forward inside the forward 50, and it's probably reminiscent of their senior sides as well, really lacking that dominant key forward, but they've got to make the most of their opportunities when going inside 50.
Yeah, that's exactly right, I believe. I mean, maybe they should put this man forward a bit, perhaps. Just an option. But Patton's got it. Getting plenty of advice from the boundary line. Just wants to go long. Oh, that's a good grab. He beat Fraser. And he beat Sexton. And now Hoskin Elliott gives it off to Reed. Oh, that was some heavy contact. Manages to get rid of it. Tungatalam's in there as well. The boundary line is close. His hand passed it into his knee. And now we're having another conference between the umpires. This time for a kick in or a throw in. He'll throw it in. They used the wing nicely. And Hoskin Elliott with that grab was quite remarkable. Can they get it inside their 50? They need some urgency. The Gold Coast is showing that in defence. The umpire comes in and will ball it up. Opportunities, but execution's another thing.
Yeah, great grab there by William Hoskin Elliott. We saw him earlier in the pre-season in a couple of the games down in Tasmania. Shows a bit of promise, and I think the Giants have got real big raps on young William Hoskin Elliott. But a good tap out there from the Tuggeranong product in Matthew Shannon there into the centre square there, working a lot harder out there. And it's great exposure again for the young guy from Tuggeranong out there getting his run with the Giants.
He's doing well. And now we're opposite side of the field. Magan centering. Gilby has a man who was very vacant. Now gives it off to McQualter. That was James McNamara in there as well, and that's a good grab. And now here's a really good opportunity for Danny Stanley again. Recruited from Ocean Grove and Collingwood. And a successful kick here means they've cracked the 50 and the margin is back to 7. .45 out. Looks good off the boot. Umpire doesn't move. That is a great result. The margin's back to 7.
Yeah, great reward there. You could see the inside 50. All the Gold Coast forwards actually did their job on that occasion, created space inside the forward 50, left it open, allowed the AFL experienced Stanley to come inside 50 there, which rewarded them with a full value on the scoreboard there. He's starting to have a real influence over the game, Stanley, and his clearance work, his foot skills, he can't be too far away from a senior recall, Greg.
You'd think that. Absolutely, you'd think that. And you mentioned AFL experience. Well, it's also good to have those players out there to teach the young kids yet to make their debut what it's like in these pressure situations, because it is back to 7. And the Giants with a bit of urgency now. Oh, they flew in. A few of the Giants. Sam Reed gives it off nicely. Inside 50, but it is cut off and close to the boundary line. Well, the Giants, and they go in the same direction from where it came from, deciding not to go short. Instead, they go long. They've got numbers around it. Very nice work there by Danny Stanley in there. Omer is in there as well. And the umpire finally with the whistle. And the margin is 7. You'd be very brave to pick a winner at this stage, wouldn't you?
Absolutely. She's going to go down to the wire, this one. So a fantastic battle here. And it's great to see. And for those that are tuning in live through NEAFL.com, it's a real sideshow that comes to town. And the people involved, when the AFL does come to town, you probably don't realise how big it is. And behind the scenes, Greg, of how many people are just actually involved in it.
Yeah, it is a big day. It's a big day, and it's been 2 big days in 2 weeks, hasn't it, with the Bulldogs a fortnight ago for the Prime Minister's Cup, which went the way of the Western Bulldogs. There is plenty of orange around, but the Gold Coast won't be intimidated as Schultz goes inside 50. Oh, the mark was on by Patton, and he's got another free for over the shoulder. I think that's his 3rd today, where he's gotten a few over the shoulder. The umpire sent it. He goes short. The man is there. The mark is there. And we could have a shot at goal here by Ugal. Not many leaders, so he's going to have a crack. Ugal drifting across the face. And it's touched through anyway for a minor score. 8-10-58, 7-8-50.
Yeah, big pattern there again, proving the difference with that really big long reach, getting the ball out in front there, and the defender who's been trailing him every time he comes onto the ground in 16 for the Gold Coast, and that's Tomlinson. He's been Rory Thompson has been trailing Patton all the time on the ground there, but Patton there was the winner on that occasion, which resulted in GWS having a shot at goal.
They're building towards another one now. Bangs it in there, but it's cut off by the Gold Coast. Through 15, Warnock. Oh, close to the boundary line, and it's touched by the Giants. 8 points is the margin, third quarter. Thanks for tuning in. NEAFL.com.au live stream, game of the round. Centering kick for the Giants. Tungatalam's racing in there, but they managed to get it away through Jeremy Taylor. Vacant ball. And 44 is chasing in James McNamara. The boundary line wins out again. And just like the other quarters, this is just the little dip before it takes off again. Can you feel it?
The calm before the storm, Greg, here. Again, it's going to come down to those opportunities. The one that's able to make best use of the centre square and make best opportunity when going forward and presenting those opportunities. It's a game not unlike basketball these days, where all the players follow the ball up to one set of the hoops and bring it all the way back. It's a transition game these days.
Does Australia still have basketball? How good's the NBA going? WNBL's going good. There's that snap out of nowhere. And it's the best result. Well, that came out of nowhere. That is sensational work. Nathan Wilson has snapped it out of the pocket. They've got to practice those at trainings time and time and time again. It's a hard kick, isn't it? In the pocket.
Absolutely deep in that pocket there, but Nathan Wilson, a real sharpshooter, proving a real handful. Again, making the most of his opportunities down there in that footer. Hasn't had a lot of the footy, but every time he's touched it, something has happened either on the scoreboard or for one of his teammates. So a great effort there from Nathan Wilson for the Giants.
Back to 14 now. And the ruck work was done very nicely there by Nichols. The Gold Coast on the attack now. Body's on the line. Still slipping over midway through the third. Takes a while for the sun to come out here in Canberra. We'll have a ball up in some good territory for the Gold Coast Suns, who are down by 14. Plenty of instructions coming out of the GWS Giants.
Ball's put up in the air there, and it's high ball under it. Was that man Patrick being chased out there by Edwards? The Giants just quick kick on the right foot, puts it far out there, punched away by the Gold Coast defender. It looks like it'll roll over the boundary line there for a throw. No, ball's still in play on the far side out there, and it looks like the umpire's picked out a free kick there. No, he's called a ball up there, holding the ball in there.
That was won nicely. Downey. Gold Coast have it though. Here's a shot. That's a tight angle as well. And it's offline. Fraser was doing some shepherding, hoping to steer it through for his teammate, but it was offline. And now we're back to 13 points the margin. 64-51. The Giants up back. Runs. And the kicks come off the boot. And it bounces just before going out on the full. So that's a good result. We'll have a ball in. A lucky result. Tungatalam's back on for GWS. Approaching the 50-metre mark. The throw-in fell short. Puts the one hand out. But the siren beats him at his three-quarter time. 64 plays 51. It is game on. Anyone's 13 the margin. Brett, how do you think the final term will go?
Yeah, interesting final quarter coming up. I'm going to say the UWS Giants, they've looked the better side all day, and they just look like they might have a few more goal-scoring options than the Gold Coast Suns. So I think UWS Giants might get their senior side off to a great start, Greg.
Could be a sign of things to come. Well, there it is, 64-51. Plenty of confidence in that huddle. The UWS Giants leading. Can they hang on to it? We'll find out right after this.
Get behind your team. For match details, head to neafl.com.au. Get behind your team. For match details, head to neafl.com.au. Get behind your team. For match details, head to neafl.com.au. Get behind your team. For match details, head to neafl.com.au.
Our world needs change. Give this little guy a chance and he will help empower communities disadvantaged by poverty. Create your change today. Our world needs change. Give this little guy a chance and he will help empower communities disadvantaged by poverty. Create your change today. Our world needs change. Give this little guy a chance and he will help empower communities disadvantaged by poverty.
We are back for the final quarter between the UWS Giants and the Gold Coast Suns. 13 is the margin. Cross-conference round 8 clash, and of course the boys from the Northern Comp have the upper hand. The Eastern Conference teams are yet to beat their Northern counterparts. Can the Giants break that as the Suns go forward? And that's a great start. Very good start. Alec Magan. Tight angle. And this, Brett Davis, will get the Gold Coast Suns back on track in a big way as he runs in, strikes it, it's offline, poor start.
Yeah, a really low-scoring third quarter, only 15 points for both sides scored, so Gold Coast 6 points and UWS 9 points. So a very low scoring quarter. It'll be an interesting quarter here. I expect Danny Stanley to have a big say in it, and young Patton and Jaeger O'Mara, and probably need to find one more. Wilson's been lively up forward for the UWS, but an interesting. It's going to go down to the wire here, I think, Greg.
You can feel it, certainly can. 2 kicks. UWS Giants have been looking very sharp all day, haven't they?
Yeah, and it's interesting, the philosophy here is development for the senior level, Greg. So what they're looking for is not wins and losses, but it's development to see who can take that opportunity at the next level again. Here's a guy that's been prominent all day in Patrick. He's been very prominent for the Gold Coast Suns. Probably hasn't made the most of his opportunities. Had a lot of the footy, but not made the most of his opportunities.
Few shots on goal has Patrick. How many has kicked today? Just the one. As the Giants get it through the bounce, drag down. Umpire lets it go. And they're still working. The urgency from the UWS Giants has been fantastic all morning. As the boundary line wins out again. 12 points is the margin at this point in time. Live stream of this clash through neafl.com.au. There's goals. Short again, good grab. But the boundary line beat him, out of bounds on the full. So now the Giants have to go into defensive mode. The Suns slipped over again. Flanagan, O'Meara. And he is looking to go forward. And does that in a big way. Bodies are at it. Here's Patrick. He's lining up. He's going to have a crack at this. But he goes to the top of the goal square, which could be just as a good result, but so is that. The punch, the big punch. And that now takes it to 11.
Yeah, great punch there from the rookie list in Frost there. I think he's been outstanding all day today. I really like the size of him and his endeavour and his willingness to get into the contest. So a great punch there from Frost. But yeah, interesting. Gold Coast peppering the goals here, but not for much reward. Straight up the centre of the ground. There should be a free kick, and it is. Push in the back. I put the hand the other way. I was going to say, what's going on there? But number 22 for the Gold Coast, I thought he's been a battler, and he's tried hard all day. That's big Tom Nichols. He certainly looks a likely type for the Gold Coast Suns.
Sure does. Inside 50. Chance. But the Giants managed to get it out. Good grab. Nathan Wilson. Oh, they're still slipping over in the back play. Maybe they should take the boots off, perhaps. Oh, they went for the big punch. Was the Suns. Plenty of bodies around it in there. It was Maverick Weller. Giants come out of it. Alec Magan, look out. Close to the boundary line. As you can see, it's a throw in. And both teams are very vocal out there. They had 5 men on the boundary of the Gold Coast there at one stage. Didn't know what was going on. That's a good smother as he came on. Could be in the back, but he fell over. But the umpire has seen it differently. And now there is a free to Hutchins. He goes back. Dangerous. Good grab, though. End result was very nice. Danny Stanley. The short chipping game's on again. Here we go, 21, Taylor. Goes a bit longer, looking for Patrick. He still gets his hands on it. Hand passes to himself. But the boundary line wins out. And it is still 64 to 53.
The arm wrestle continues out here at Manuka. And it's interesting to note, Greg, our technical guru has come back with a statistic that none of the local NEAFL teams have won a cross-conference game as yet.
There's nothing he can't do. He is the brains of this machine, isn't he? Don't worry about that. Stats, cameraman, what else? Your makeup artist, maybe? Go inside. The Giants bounce. 3 against 1, and he came out very nicely. Here's a golden opportunity. Oh, the tackler fell on the wet surface. They've still got numbers. Has a crack. It looks a bit wide, and it's out of bounds on the fall. Once again, execution is the big problem of the day.
Yeah, interesting kick there. He meant that, Nathan Wilson. The way that Edwards held the footy up, didn't blaze away, which was very, very unselfish play. Handballed off to Wilson. Wilson caught the player on the corner of his eye and put the ball up, gave it enough hang time, trying to enable his teammate an opportunity to have a crack at scoring. But, yeah, very unselfish play by the Giants there.
11 points. Still the margin. Patrick's in there. But the Giants managed to get a kick into 50 and a mark as well. Kurt Aylett. Pardon me. Stephen Clifton. And one between the sticks will give him some breathing space. He'll probably kick it from 45. Looks good off the boot. And it sneaks through. And the Giants crowd are very happy with that one. 70 to 53, 17 points the margin. Another one could be the nail in the coffin.
That it is again. It comes down to those opportunities. He's been lively since he's been on the ground, number 43 for the Giants, and we believe it's Clifton. Our program is not quite there. Stephen Clifton normally wears number 24, but the former Liston medalist from one of the GWS concessional picks from the VFL competition. He's been lively out there around the contests and certainly making his presence felt. But yeah, the big Matthew Shannon from the Tuggeranong at the centre bounce here against 22 Tom Nichols, and a poor bounce by the umpire will result in another throw.
Hasn't been too many of them today like we've seen in previous encounters. So we chuck it up right in the middle of Manuka. Taken away nicely by the Gold Coast. Maverick Weller's in there again. O'Meara is chasing, as is 37 in Sexton. O'Meara's back in there. Giant sliding hand pass, that was nice. Fumble, look out. Managed to get it away. The hand passing game's been very consistent from the Giants this morning. As they look to charge inside 50, and they do just that. Oh, the bounce was unlucky for the Giants player in 22, Edwards. He was going to run onto that and kick a easy goal. But now, the boys from the Gold Coast, Alec Magan goes wide, 2 against 1, but he's still got the contested footy. Aaron Hall. Numbers short. Patton's on the bench, as you can see at the bottom of your screen. Another short pass, Andrew McQualter from St Kilda. What a good career he had. Now the Suns need some urgency. They need to get on the scoreboard just to keep in touch in this final term. Patrick missed it. Magan's in there as well. Can they get it out? Patrick, they do. And we'll have a bounce and we'll have a shot on goal. Or a pass, Stanley to Hutchins, and Hutchins will have a crack. And you'd think he'd turn around quickly. Time is somewhat precious for the Gold Coast. Holding things up. Doesn't want to make a meal of it. guides it through the sticks. Game on, Brett.
Yeah, again, Danny Stanley having a real influence over the contest there, and good work in there by Maverick Weller. He's been solid all day without just his attack at the contest, and his attack at the man is just phenomenal. So, as a coach, what do you take out of it? I noticed Mark Choco Williams, the UWS assistant coach, they're a very interested spectator from a development point of view. Would have liked the look of Patton, Bluey McKenna. Danny Stanley's had a great gig out here. He can't be that far away. I've liked the look of Big Nichols out there for the Gold Coast. He's certainly done a couple of nice things as well. So an interesting day here, but game on with the Suns scoring that goal, Greg.
Back to back is what they'll be looking for, and that'll make it very interesting. And they've managed to get some room, but the Giants cut it off. Now it's back to the Suns, and they've got some room again. The tackle was good, and the numbers were good too. And now the Giants have it, and they'll slow things up, you'd think. Ugle, good direct kick. Hand passes off to Sam Reid, goes to the 50, lines it up, and kicks an incredible goal. And that is exactly what they needed. Brilliant play. Replied quickly.
Yeah, Reid, that's a great reward for his hard work all day. He's been another one that's been solid at the man, solid in the contest, really showing the younger Chargers how to attack the footy at this level. And a great reward. You can see the opportunity just opened up. The GWS forwards spread inside 50 to allow Reid the confidence to go in and have a full ping at the goals, Greg.
And a successful ping at that, the former Bulldog. Backed himself. And it went straight through the middle, 76-59 now. In round 8 of the North East Australian Football League cross-conference clash, North versus East. And it's the boys from the Eastern Conference and the Giants. Plenty of instructions being yelled out as the Giants go on the charge again. Sam Reid's in there as well, but it's kicked forward by Nichols, as Brett mentioned earlier. Patrick's looking for it, managed to shove one off. He's still got an opportunity. Slips over, hand passes it off to his teammate. That was short. The Giants have it now, and they clear it. We've got a whistle. And it's gone out of bounds. Well, Patrick had it. Piers Flanagan was screaming for it. He got it eventually, but couldn't do too much with it. We'll have a ball up as the Rucks get ready, as you can see on screen. How good is the footage? It's brilliant to get up close and see exactly what they're going up against. The UWS Giants. We've got bodies over the ball. The umpire lets it go. Finally, we get the ball up. And it is 17 points the margin again after Sam Reid's goal. Double change being made by the Gold Coast. And now we've got another whistle for a push. And it's a free to the Gold Coast. And Maverick Weller's got it, and they need something now.
Yeah, another opportunity out to Fraser, inside 50 there. Presented himself quite well there. Weller, he's been good all day, in at the contest, very hard at the contest, and Big Fraser lining up for a goal here. I have to aim at the right goalpost here, comes in, proves the angle, off the side of the boot a little bit. There's young Patrick, he's got the ball in his hands again. Contest caught a little bit high, but he's snapped out of it well, and I think it's gone through rush behind there. Frost again for the UWS Giants, just rushes it through again.
Fraser had an opportunity. It's now back to 16. As Brett mentioned earlier, low scoring affair. 76 points to 60 as the Giants use every centimetre towards the boundary line and will throw it in. The final quarter of this game And there are some ripper games coming up, not only this weekend, but next week as well. In the Eastern Conference, it's the two top teams, Queanbeyan and the Sydney Hills Eagles, going head-to-head at Dairy Farmers Park tomorrow from 11:45 as the Giants have some space again down on the wing and some pace as well. That could have been a bit high. Thrown to the ground. Rory Thompson with a tackle there. The ball comes loose. 2-on-1, but the Suns somehow still have possession. They go backwards to settle in Aaron Hall. Not too much doing. Plenty of orange. Finds one short, and the pass fell short as well. And Taylor. Weller. Short. Hand pass is on, and some room. Could have gone a few more metres. Looking for Patrick, and he gets the mark. They've paid it. Now Patrick is aiming for his second goal of the morning, and this will take it to 10 points if he is successful.
Yeah, reward for effort there for Patrick. He's just been very persistent all the day. As we said throughout the call, he's just slotted that through. So great work there from Lee and Patrick. And for his second goal, 2 goals, 1. Not a bad morning's work, and looks very crafty inside the forward 50. I'd love to see him one out down there because he could create a little bit of havoc. Quick, fast breaks out of the centre of the ground. That's what they need.
Jonathan Patton's on the sideline. He's looking a bit ginger. If we could just get a quick shot. There he is. He came off. Could be cramps. But he's in a bit of distress. He was stretching and he's got a limp. Hopefully he's okay. I don't think he'll be taking any further part in the afternoon, you would think. As we go back to the centre. So Jonathan Patton is off. Looks like a hamstring problem perhaps. The way they're stretching him out. The margin is 10. Now the Giants, with some crafty work by Sam Reid, he has set this play up as they look to go inside 50. Punch off by the Suns in Thompson. Another one. And now Nichols goes wide to Hickey. But the Giants come up with it again. And now they go forward. Plenty of Gold Coast jerseys there. But the Giants still have it. They go back 20 metres. And now they're looking to set something up with Ugle, or he might even have a crack. It's a long way from home if he does. Runs around the man of the mark, chips it short. Umpire says play on. Wasn't 15. That one's come off the side of the boot. There's 2 Giants there. They go wide. Tungatulum now from Sydney Hills Eagles. Relatively quiet for his standards at least. But he may have a ping. He lines up. Strikes it. Top of the goal square. And it's punched through for a minor score.
Yeah, interesting point there you made there about Ross Tungatalu. It's about role play at this level. You come in and play your role within the team. So I think he's fulfilled that brief today. He's got a 2-game stint here at the Giants. So he's kicked the goal. He's done some nice things. He's looked comfortable at this level as well. So that's the main thing. But another opportunity here from the Giants. Tungatulum again. We talk about that role. He's just fulfilled it. The brief. He gets A+ today, Greg. The Sydney Hills Eagles product all the way from Northern Territory. So, he looks very, very clever off the boot.
We put the moz on him, and he made me look like a fool because now he's got his 3rd, in fact, for the afternoon. And that is a very good result. He is a star talent. We have been talking him up for the best part of 8 weeks. And 3 goals at Manuka Oval in a curtain raiser for an AFL clash in front of Kevin Sheedy and the rest of the cohort is a very nice impression to make for the NT product. 83-66. Gold Coast, can they get some Sneaky back-to-back goals. Good punch off by the Giants. The crowd loved it. The Suns have got it. Could have handed it off to him. I like Magan getting some treatment behind the play as well. The boundary line finds things up, and they're still going at it. Now they let him up. (83-66) final quarter in this round 8 NEAFL clash. Fraser with a swinging arm over his head. Magan with a quick snap. Was it touched? Hit the post anyway. 83-67 now. And they play on very quickly, the Giants. And they are working it up quite nicely. Didn't take long to get to the centre of the field as they look to go in 50. The fly was on. The Gold Coast come up with it. We have a whistle.
Yeah, Gold Coast have just failed throughout the day to put a back-to-back set on the UWS Giants, and when they have threatened to put back-to-back goals on them, UWS have found a way to score again, and relieve and put scoreboard pressure back on the Gold Coast. But a highly entertaining clash here today at Manuka Oval as a prelude to the AFL game today, which we should see, the best player in the competition out here, Greg, and Gary Ablett, so really looking forward to that one.
No doubt, as Sam Reid looks for Tunga Talam again. He waited for it. The right idea, because the punch just got enough on it. And Sam Reid comes from the field. He has had a very good day today. And Kevin Sheedy is still there watching on. 35 comes on in Toby Green. Yes, Gary Ablett later on this afternoon. Being rushed back into the side from a knee injury. They believe they can win this. But they need him in there, which is a compliment to the Giants too, you'd think. As the Suns, quick kick away. Fraser comes in over the top. But the Giants still have it. Short kick, inside 50 again, looking to have a crack, but he goes wide for the pass. Tomlinson that was, and that's a good solid grab by number 19 in Nick Haynes. The Frankston and Dandenong youngster. And he'll have a shot on goal. And if he slots this, it is game over for the Gold Coast. And the UWS Giants have recorded the first Eastern team cross-conference victory. Here he goes. Looks pretty good. That is a brilliant result. That has gone straight through. And that will make it awfully hard now. 89 points to 67.
Yeah, second of the afternoon there from young Nick Haynes. So they've looked a really good unit today. I've been very impressed with their defensive work in the back half, their midfield combinations. It's interesting the way they've played Patton, kept him out of the centre square. Their man manager Patton has been great. They've played him forward. They've played him through the middle of the ground, but not in the centre square. Their forward structure has worked well. Very, very, very impressive, the UWS Giants. So they should figure prominently at the end of the year, I'd suggest, Greg.
Yeah, they've been a bit rocky, haven't they, to start off with, but a performance like this against the Gold Coast, look out rival Eastern teams, that is for sure. As the Gold Coast Suns now, looking for Fraser, used his body well. The good nudge, and he's quickly turning around. And he will line up. We are approaching the 3-hour mark, or the 2.5-hour mark, I should say, for the game. Fraser has pushed it wide. Opportunity goes begging for the former Collingwood star.
Yeah, he probably should have made better use of that there, Greg, to give the leadership that the young Sun sides require. So and I think the UWS are going to record a good victory here today. As you said, their first cross-conference win here for a NEAFL side, so a fantastic effort. Again, watch out all the other sides because they've looked like a real handy unit out here today, the UWS, and they'd be well pleased, the coaching staff from the Giants.
Certainly. Well, next week for them, the UWS Giants, well, they've got another AFL team, the Brisbane Lions. Await them next week. Sam Reid missed it, and he's gone down with a shoulder. And now the ball is inside the 50, but Sam Reid finally gets up. We'll see if we can get a shot of him shortly. If the ball goes out, no, he goes in for a tackle. He was down there for a while, grabbing his shot. It looks okay now. He's there with Ross Tungatalam. The number 23 is up and about, which is a good sign, but he was in all sorts for a few moments. Big punch of the Gold Coast. Still in. Nice. The easy option would have been to let it go, but he didn't. Now the Giants are still going in there. Can't get rid of it. He can't get tackled. He finally does. Schultz whacks it inside 50. The mark opportunity. Tungatalam. Oh, you'd back him from here. Offline. So it's the UWS Giants and the Brisbane Lions next week. And of course, that'll be an absolute belter. And we've got another player down in back play. We will get to him shortly as well. We did, but I missed it, is the call from the umpire. The cameraman. In number 4, Maverick Weller, and he is coming off. There's more action happening behind the play, Brett, than there is on the ball at the minute.
It probably goes to show, Greg, just the level of intensity in the competition, and both sides have been very, very willing. And here's number 33 for the Gold Coast Suns, and I think that's young Aaron Hall, who's been quite lively all day and tops his day off with a goal there. So that's a great reward for Aaron. He's had a good day out today, Aaron. Had plenty of the footy and just put another 6-pointer on the board for the Gold Coast Suns. Could it be also that the Suns, a few injuries in the top grade, a little bit depleted down here in the second grade, so it might even out a little bit had we had a few of the not so many injuries in the senior grade.
The GWS Giants hoping that this is setting up their day. Very chilly here in Canberra, in fact, isn't it? And as we go back to the middle, the punch is on by the Gold Coast, but the Giants came up with it, bounced over Tungatalam's head. Now they're back into defensive mode. He's still chasing the Sydney Hills Eagles product. Whistle, play on. Magan goes wide. Tom Hickey. Short chipping game again, and they're still slipping over. 16 points the margin. And they go down the wing looking for Fraser, the former Collingwood premiership winner. But the Giants, again, very crisp. Schultz gives it off to his running teammate, but can't do much of it. With Alec Magan again, and they are getting on with it. Minutes away, you'd think, from the full-time siren. That's a sitter, gone down. The Giants come up with the scraps. They kick it inside 50. Tungatalam is chasing. Will he get a kind bounce? Goes for the tackle. Could have been high. Umpire lets it go. The Suns shrug it off. And now they're looking to go forward through Gilby. They go wide. Flanagan to his teammate in Sexton. He's been a bit quiet in the second half. Jeremy Taylor. Contested footy. Fraser's chasing after it. Gets a kind bounce. Goes to the 50. Lines it up to the goal square. Patrick is there as well offline. Hasn't had too much luck today, has he, Josh Fraser, when he gets the ball and looking to get a scoring opportunity?
He's probably been a little bit hardly done by, and I certainly think his teammates haven't helped him by their foot skills and delivery to him. Again, putting the ball to his advantages where you need to be. Taking things out of today's game. What am I looking for from the Gold Coast? Danny Stanley was good, could probably step up next week to play AFL footy. I've liked the look of young Nichols. He looks like an emerging talent for the Gold Coast. Liam Patrick, he's been great, lively in the forward 50 there. Probably didn't make the most of his opportunities. And also, I liked the game of young Aaron Hall for the Gold Coast Suns. I thought he was quite productive out there. Jaeger O'Mara, I thought he faded after half-time. Probably the best player on the park up until half-time. For the UWS Giants, Nathan Wilson with 3 goals, made the most of his opportunities, fulfilled that role. So, they're looking for small forwards. Ross Tungatalam, the boy from the Hills Eagles, I thought, again, we spoke about it earlier, filled the role, Greg. He was very good there. Nicholas Haynes, I thought he was good, with a couple of scoring opportunities. But the guy that impressed me the most was young Frost, the rookie listed down back. I thought he had a big influence on Fraser's game, Greg.
Well, there it is. 15 points is the margin. The first Eastern Conference team to record a win against the Northern counterparts this season. That is a great result for the East Coast of the competition. Finally, we've got one. And, of course, this could be a very telling tale to see if the GWS Giants can do what the UWS Giants have done against the Gold Coast this afternoon in the AFL game. That is it for us. Thanks so much for being with us. We are Godskis. Thanks, big fella.
Thanks, Greg, and we'll probably see you next week. Thank you.
From Manuka Oval, good afternoon.